Nigel Farage, so great talking to you, and so great. Thank you so much for staying up so late in London to chat to us. Just very briefly, your great mate Donald Trump. What do you see happening between now and the election? What effect is all the anarchy having on Donald Trump?
Do you know, the last time I saw Donald was in early February, and I spoke with him for a bit. He was absolutely on buoyant form, and there were many predicting the election this November could become a landslide for him. And then, of course, he faces COVID-19, and then he faces the death and perhaps murder of George Floyd, and all the same problems that we're seeing here in London. The press pack in their entirety are against Donald Trump in the most extraordinary way. And Rowan, I've said it to you before, I'll say it again. You know, Donald Trump may not be perfect. Donald Trump may say things on tweets that sort of, even those of us that are great mates of his think, oh dear, you really perhaps shouldn't have done that. But that's Donald Trump. He's a real estate guy from Queens, New York, all right? He's not a politician. He's a bit rough and ready. But I'll tell you this, his gut instincts about the world as we face it, about the huge challenges from Marxism that we're seeing, about the threat that unless China is checked, it'll take over the world. In all of those things, Trump is in the right place. And my interpretation is, even though every media source will tell you, oh, it's an 80% chance now that Biden will win, never underestimate my friend Donald Trump. And you know something? The law and order ticket against the anarchy, the looting that is being seen on the streets of America, he'll win the election, mark my words.
Would you advise him to go in harder, Nigel Farage, than he's doing at the moment?
I think these things are always about timing, aren't they? And I think these Black Lives Matter Marxist protests will play themselves out. I suspect they've got further to run. At some point, he will go in very hard indeed. And you know what? If I was a shopkeeper in any city in America, if I was somebody, you know, living, wanted to bring my family up to understand what the rule of law actually means and what democracy actually means up to mob rule, I would want him to do so. He is going to have middle America, the flyover states, on his side.
Nigel Farage, thanks so much for chatting to us and staying up there in London. Keep well and look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you so much on behalf of all the outsiders. Thanks, Nigel. I still reckon he's one of the great statesmen, greatest British statesmen since Thatcher, if you ask me. Coming up, James's donkey vote and the man the lovies at the Department of Home Affairs labelled a foreign agent. Andrew Cooper in a tick.